So here's a cheers to you. I used to know a clever toast, but now I cannot think it. So fill your glass to anything, and damn your souls, I'll drink it. Instead, we're going to focus tonight on LinkedIn building as well as a bit of resume building, though more so on the LinkedIn portion. And I'm going to pull up my own LinkedIn profile, and I'm going to absolutely shred my own LinkedIn profile on things that I could definitely be doing better. Now, previously, we talked about what it is to do market level research for your particular job that you want to go into. So remember, to kind of summarize what I previously talked about is in order to get to cybersecurity, you have to do a little bit of work ahead of time. You can't just say, I want to be in cyber. Instead, you got to flip it up a little bit and go, I want to be in named job role here. So as I told you all previously, figure out what it is you want to do by trying some things out and doing some labs. Hopefully you got that done this week. And then start looking for those types of jobs or those types of roles. So if you want to be a penetration tester, you would go and search Indeed and LinkedIn for job roles that included the word penetration testing. Another thing that I found as I was doing the research for this, another idea that I found that I really enjoyed looking at was the use of not only your network or your socials, but to actually really sit down with a piece of paper, do a little perusing through everything that's going on, in your job search, anything related to that, penetration testing or whatever it is, and just start writing down a keyword list. Like, what is the job title called? What is it called in multiple locations? Also, write down the 3 or 4 keywords from the hard skills, the requirements. Like I said, find the stuff that you need for that job role. So penetration testing, you need to be able to conduct a penetration test. You need to be able to do a privilege escalation. I don't know why that took a second to think. I completely hung there. It's all right, though. You need to be able to have these hard skills and capabilities in order to be a penetration tester. So write those things down, and then you can also use those within the job searching fields for things like Indeed as well to help you find some of the skill sets that you have that you are looking for. So, excellent. Okay. Bit of a stressful week, but we'll get through it. Oh, I'm going to mess this up. I think it's number 3. I did it. Yes. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Awesome. So, having said that, let's go ahead and start pivoting over into my particular LinkedIn. All right. And having said that too, one of the things I want to bring up is actually, let me switch it real quick. So one of the things I want to bring up, sorry, I just remembered this and it's not in my notes, and I should have put it in my notes up at the front, but I want to let you all know that I'm working on another show idea. This show is something that I'm looking at. I don't know where I'm going to host it because it's going to be on my channel. It will be on my channel, so it will either be on my channel on YouTube or my channel on Twitch, one of the two. But the idea is the long stream style of 3 or 4 hours plus where I go live, and I'm just going to start working on labs again because it's been so long since I've been able to relax like that and work on labs with you guys. But AMA style, so it will be live, it'll be engaging in the fact of as I'm working on stuff and trying to figure things out, you guys can bring your questions, I can answer them, we can talk to them, have some engaging types of conversations. I can also even go so far as to do, what do you call it? I would like to start getting to the point of you guys are able to, interact with my environment, change the lights and stuff like that. See if I can't get that working again. But, like I said, we will work on that as far as the type of show. It's so literally the show's called Jack of All Trades, and it'll be a study session looking at Monday nights starting at 6 o'clock. So that way, really early on in the day. And I will let you know as we go live. All right. So right up front, absolute first thing we want to take a look at is, so I talked about utilizing the Indeed searching demo, and I did that last week. So how you generate a word list of where you need to use words. I haven't done that in a very long time, and I need to do that for my own profile. But having said that, the word list you would then bring over to LinkedIn. Now, a quick note, something to note is, if you don't have a username set that you want yet, one of the tools you can utilize is namecheck.com or instant username search. Okay. Both of those can be Googled. I have a can of Pepsi sitting over here, so I used Pepsi Love because I was just like, that sounds like somebody's dumb username, so that'll work. Just so that way we could have something to reference. Okay. So in these types of websites, you'll see wonderful usernames are blocked off at Twitter, Blogger, Twitch, TikTok. You know, where it's green, it is available. Where it's red, it's completely blocked off. Why does that matter? Well, I believe, I don't care about MySpace, dude. Where is it? So I was looking earlier and I lost my place when I was looking. There is LinkedIn on here. Is it this one or is it this one? But point being is that you can find a combination blend of whatever your username is across all the socials that are available. So you can be, you know, good example is Sec Lily. I believe she's the exact same across all of the different brands and socials, you know, so she found a really great username. I'm going to switch these around because I'm having trouble seeing what I'm being typed to. Here we go. 1 second. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Chaos Pixie. I see a lot of people recommending people have their own website and blog their cybersecurity journey. Is it actually worth doing, or can you just do this on LinkedIn? I think you can do it on LinkedIn. I don't see necessarily a need to create an entire website and blog and everything else like that. Even if you do, like, utilizing Blogger's fine, you know, but realistically, like, there's a whole article section built in, unless you're going to be unless blogging and writing and journaling is going to be part of your brand in some way, shape, or form, there's really no need to, you know, worry about, what do you call it, your articles, if you will, you know, your access to your articles, the rights or the guarantees around them. Yeah. Now, if you are going to be doing high-end research for anything, then yes, I would recommend it. But that's because your research and your reporting capabilities is a direct reference of your job performance, right? But if you're just trying to show that you communicate well, LinkedIn articles, those will work really, really well. Having said that, like what I was saying with the usernames, you can create a username. And why is that important? Well, when you looked at LinkedIn, when you do Twitter, when you do, I don't know if you guys are interested in doing Instagram or even TikTok, having the same namespace across all of them makes it very easy to be found as you move across. So in my case, obviously Sec IT guy would be my username, really easy to do. And I'm going to tear my stuff apart. I have a profile picture. I will give you a hint about profile pictures. They don't have to always be paid for. They don't have to be done with, you know, professional lighting, professional photography, professional stuff, okay? A good profile picture you can do easily with your phone, right? Like, your phone is really easy to be able to, that phone took this picture. That background was 100% natural. And you know where I took it? I was at a wedding. I was at my friend's wedding. And just about every time I've gone to a friend's wedding, I get a LinkedIn profile picture because I'm dressed up in a suit and tie. Like, immediately. Just the set, you walk in, you find a nice area, and like, hey, can you take a picture of me real quick? Thank you. You stand back, you do the quarter shoulder pose, the type of whatever, and you grab a picture. Some things to avoid whenever you're doing the pictures. This is actually not a great representation. I'll tell you why. I've got a very, very busy background going on there. Realistically, I should be against something that's much flatter, something that's pulls me out to the front as, the candidate. I know the question's probably coming right now. Is it necessary to have a profile picture? Yes. Yes, it is. Because I can't remember the statistics off the top of my head on it, but it's something like 35% or 45% more engagement whether or not you have a profile picture. It is extremely important to have one. So like I said, personally, do I like the suit in this? Yes. Would I have done better? Yeah, I probably would have, looking at this, readjusted my coat so it didn't look so wrinkly, maybe closed up the top button on there so it was much more I was much more presented. Wow, I can talk. I swear to you, I'm good at this. And then I wouldn't have had, like I said, if I could do it again, wouldn't have had such a background and everything else. To be clear, also, I've lost about 20 pounds, 20-ish pounds since that picture was taken as well. I'm not flipping out about, oh, I've lost weight or, oh, I've done X, Y, and Z. I'm more so focused on the fact that there needs to be a plainer background that's pushing me forward as the candidate that really catches people's eyes. But even having any picture of you is better than nothing. Okay, so don't be a perfectionist about this. Any picture is better than nothing, but this is the ways that I would have liked to have improved the pictures. Frames. So things that you can do with the framing. Once you get your profile set up, okay, you can go open to work or hiring as your frames and engage individuals that way. There's also parts of your settings that whenever you get your profile where you feel, again, don't be perfectionist about this, but once you feel that it's good enough, you can click on a button and you will be promoted to recruiters to see you. Okay. My statement. So there's my name, Director of Cybersecurity Content and I&E. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, my tagline sucks. My tagline is just awful. It really is. It is very boilerplate. It is plain. There is no engagement there. It's just literally the title of what I'm doing and, both the primary job and then the volunteer job that I do on the side. Oh, hey, want to give a big shout out to John if you're listening. Really proud. John's been reaching out to me this week and last week, and we've been doing one-on-one mentor, resume reviews and things like that. So I've always said, you guys, the socials are open. You just got to hit me up. I have no problem putting time aside when I can. So what I would like to see here for my own tagline is I want to create I would like to add some action words in there. I used to have it to where it said caffeinated threat detection specialist, I think is what it said, or something like that. Just adding the word caffeinated in there just made it kind of like this little joke, and I really got a lot of engagement off of that, where people were like, oh, okay, he's kind of funny, or he's kind of engaged. Yeah, so it was one of those things where I really enjoy, like, I can do a lot better than this. This is me being absolutely lazy. Like I said, I am shredding myself tonight, guys, so let's have a good time. One thing that is nice, though, that I will give myself credit for, I've got Sec IT Guy really easy on the LinkedIn stuff, Sec IT Guy right up here. You can change the URLs whenever you go into your settings, and you're able to adjust it. I would highly recommend doing this long garbage junk of, LinkedIn's automated stream key thing. Like, you don't need all that. Remove it, move on, focus on, a nice, simple, as I said, you have the usernames. Find a good set of usernames that's good across Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Don't necessarily need Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Okay. See what else we got. About me. This is a throwaway about me. This is this is me being lazy on my about me. I'm going to probably on one of the Mondays sit back and redesign my LinkedIn Live, because this is me being, so that is a brief copy description that I use for bios whenever I'm speaking somewhere. And that's okay. You know, that's, if you want something succinct, that is me succinct. But the about me section has, oh man, I want to say it has like 1,000 word limit or something like that. Like you can make that thing chunky. You can make it a chunky about me section. And in there, you should really describe, you know, for me personally, because I'm at the manager level, I would be describing the way that my managerial mantras, if you will, like the things that I believe in, which if you've never, if you aren't experienced, is I believe in taking care of people first. Take care of people first and they'll take care of the mission, right? So that would be what I would put up at the top. Like that should just be take care of the people first and the people will take care of the mission. You know, make sure that they're taken care of and then we're all together working as a team. Elborn Shellback, what's the website to check for available names? Okay, so it is namecheck.com. I will throw it in. I'm going to hand it over to our wonderful mod over here, so that way they can share it out. Okay, guys. So with that, again, the about section, that's where you really want to seed all those seed words, all that word cloud generation that I talked about last week, all the ways that you're doing the SEO and you're finding out, you know, you've done the resume, you've done the, not resume, you've done the job place, the job field, the job market research, and you understand now what the specific types of words are that are going to be meaningful and useful. And that's great. So now what you want to do is you want to take those little areas and you want to plug them all in. You want to feed them into the about me, and you want to feed them into even your tagline. If you're going to be a pen tester and you don't have on your headline, I am a, penetration tester, or top 2% penetration tester, try hack me, or some other form of, when a recruiter types in junior penetration tester to their search bar, and in my case, I'm in Manhattan, or I'm not in Manhattan, but I'm near Manhattan, so it would be New York, penetration tester, junior penetration tester into their search bar. I want to be top of the list. I want to have a profile that they open up and they go, oh wow, this person looks like they know what they're doing. And when they see that, I want them to see that little thing of open to hiring across there, or they have the banner on there. One of the things that I just realized that I missed is you need to have a regional location put in there. Okay. I don't personally believe in leaving a phone number on my profile. I don't believe in leaving, the contact info, phone number, or whatever else. I don't mind a like an email address, and I have a specific email account that I use for business related stuff only. So for whenever I'm doing work applications, whenever I'm doing whatever else, it is directly just this account. I only use this account for this stuff, and I use this account for spam and mails, and I use this account for like bill related stuff, so on and so forth. Like, how you have multiple accounts for things, right? So I would put the business one on here. That's about it. I'm also a little weird like that. For example, my business cards, I just put my username, my Sec IT guy username on my business cards. If you'd like to get in touch with me, hit me up here or my email, because I get enough calls during the day from spammers and everything else like that. Like, I don't need help, and I don't want to talk to people anyway. I'm probably not the best person to give this class, maybe. DJ BSEC on the LinkedIn custom link. Should you put your username, aka SecIT guy, or should you put your real name? So it's linkedin.com/SecIT guy or linkedin.com/real name here. Good question, and that's on you. For me, there's somebody named Jack Reedy that's about my age already out there and grabbed that. And I wasn't going to be Jack Reedy one. So I went with SecIT guy. I am also, though, actively pursuing to be a career field personality. So it makes sense for me to just have it all wrapped up in one. Keep in mind, guys, that like when we're talking how you're branding yourself and building your personal brand, like you're making business decisions about your personal brand, right? And I know people are frustrated right now hearing me that you have to build a brand in order to get into cybersecurity, and you don't. I want to be really clear here. You don't have to build a brand. You don't have to market yourself. You don't have to have specific, graphics applied or logo or all this. You don't need what to do or copy what it is that I'm doing or copying just because it works for me. That's not what I'm saying. And when I mean building a personal brand too, I'm not saying like you're going to start a clothing line based off of your, your logo. I'm not saying that either. What I'm saying is you have to take yourself as a professional and be cognizant of the image you're putting out in the world to get, attractive offers for work. You can take old school resume and you can go and apply for jobs over and over and over again. That's fine. You will be able to land a job as well. However, if you want recruiters to be coming and asking you to come work for them, by building a brand and advertising yourself through these free tools that are available, you will get a lot farther. Hope that helps. As far as real name versus your, account name, that's totally on you. That's a you decision. I don't foresee. I mean, there might be some people that are, annoyed by that or whatever else. Obviously, you might want to make it professional or something work related. Like I wouldn't recommend if you're a COD player on the side, and your username is Death Clock. Maybe not use that on your LinkedIn. So yeah, just like I said, when it comes to branding, make sure that the branding is on point for the task and the objectives at hand. I sat down one year, and I wrote out what my branding plan is. What is it? Like I wrote out a full-on manifesto of what it is that my brand is about and what it is that I'm focused on doing, right? I need to update it because it's changed. It's been about 6 years since I did that, but yeah, the SecIT guy brand is definitely about much more about the education and the cybersecurity engagement type of stuff than anything else. Though I do use the tag on my gaming sometimes. Okay, let's see what else. Put in the location. The reason why is because during the search criteria for a lot of the recruiters, it will default to a certain search radius of 50 miles, 100 miles, whatever of the LinkedIn. Keep in mind, what we are trying to accomplish here is we are trying to remove the barriers to entry for ourselves by making HR's job that much easier. They don't have to go searching for you. They don't have to go and extend out their searching parameters. You're going to be the top of the queue in their inbox when they search for somebody. Delectable onwards in this industry of, I'm guessing you mean, or field of work. Okay, in this industry or field of work is offering a demonstration with permission better than just giving lip speak. Can you clarify a little bit more on that? I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Are you talking about like a product or a service demonstration? Or are you talking about like when you're teaching? Yeah, take a look. get back to me on that. Let's take a look at that. I already slashed my about me section. What else do we have? Oh, activities. Okay. So activities are really important whenever you're looking for a job or looking to transition. All right. The more active that you are engaging in, the more activity that you're engaging in, the higher up the ranks you also go again. And that can be as simple as posting a single article a week, right? It can be everything from, in this. So 1 week ago, I, congratulated Tom Pike because he just got placed in a new position. I've been following his career with interest for quite a while. And the thing is I was really happy for I was really happy for him. So I definitely, though, need to not only share and comment, but really pick up the engagement as far as articles go. And again, you you put in articles, you use the keys, you use the seed keywords. You put in your about me, you use the seeded keywords. You engage in, other types of communication. Here's another thing, experience. So this experience, again, I'm going to slap myself on the wrist here. I messed this up, and I'll tell you why I messed this up. Realistically, you see how this one where I took the time and I did everything correctly here, and I really just filled out a really great description piece. One of the things that was that's missing from this is I didn't do one bullet statements that very clearly listed like my best accomplishments there. Another thing I didn't also do is put what type of technologies I worked on or everything else. But here we go. This one's a little bit better. In this, I have so much of the good word usage. I did this, I did that. My accomplishments include. I took a full-on time here to make sure that it was all pertinent and structured correctly. Versus global incident response operations and the occasional special project. Right? Zero description for this. So I have not been describing as I should be, and that's on me. But those areas, those experience areas, do show up whenever recruiters do the keyword searching. Okay? So that's on me. That's something else I need to go and fix too. Education. I definitely need to fix that. CISSP. So I have given multiple recommendations. Josh, Gary, when people ask, I will generally give them. I've not actually received. I've not asked people for recommendations. That's something else that I need to improve on. There's no recommendations in there from me or for me from somebody else as well. Gary and Josh have great taglines. Look at this. I lead and empower others. And all the I didn't even know they allow emojis now. But customer success manager, success over churn, onboarding, cybersecurity. Like Gary's doing great. Courses. I could do I mean, it's one of those things where I need to do better about the courses, the filling out this stuff as well. All sorts of stuff in there. A little bit old, a lot old. And I need to address this too. So at one point I put down in languages, I put down like what not languages I speak, but what languages I code in. And that's not okay, not anymore. So need to delete all that. But yeah, completely shredded my profile. So there's work to be done there. Oh wait, actually there's one more stuff I wanted to hit. There's a couple other things I wanted to hit real quick. Sorry, I'm reading your follow-on, delectable onwards, both if applicable as well as confident. I am not quite sure what you're asking, Delectable Onwards. I don't know if you're talking about, is offering a demonstration are you talking from a sales perspective? Or are you talking about like what I'm doing as far as demoing? Like I'm live on stream right now. Are you saying that, do I think that it's better to just sit here and talk to the camera directly or provide demos? Because demos, I love to provide demos. The problem with demos and things that I have to get used to are, from a teaching standpoint, I generally want a task set up in a very clearly defined line and order to provide to you guys in a meaningful way with an actual outcome. And maybe I overthink this stuff, but that's what I want to do. So I don't like just like turning on a stream and here's the sandbox. I'm going to mess around with it. Let's see if I can answer questions while I do so. I'm going to start doing those streams, right? I'm going to start because I'm going to get used to that. I need to get used to that because I can't pre-script absolutely everything that I do all the time, right? So let's take a look. All right. So a couple other areas that I wanted to hit real fast. So one, connection challenge. Really important here. The connection challenge, Neil has a connection challenge. I believe it's 1,000 new LinkedIn connections in a month. I've heard a lot of people complain or say that that's not necessary and that I actually know the people I'm connected to and all this other stuff. And both are good arguments. And here's what I will tell you. The more Delectable Onward, selling yourself to a potential employer or branding yourself, teaching and doing whatever pertains to the situation. Got you. I understand that. Okay. Demo versus lip speak. I think that it depends on what part of the career field you are going into. If you are going to be coding, then you need to be able to demo. If you are going to be able to, if you're going to do penetration testing, you need to be able to demo. Engineering, instant response, more so what I'm looking for from people is an understanding of processes and ability to learn. Those two fields very particularly, you deal with such a bevy and breadth of technology that I don't expect, and I don't hold it against somebody that they don't know Splunk if it's their first instant response role, right? Because I can teach you Splunk. You can learn Splunk. You just have to be like, I need somebody that reads very well, that they are interested, they are hungry, they want to do the work, right? So, instant response, I should be able to ask you questions about some basics of computers, technology, and have a, surprisingly, I look very heavily for communication and instant response roles, blue team roles, because I need to be able to understand you. I need to be able to hear, like, I need you to be able to teach me what's going on if I don't know the technology, right? I need you to be able to teach others. I need to be able, it's not just finding stuff, it's communicating that you found something in a meaningful way that somebody understands it without having to completely go and research that particular protocol themselves, right? So what was I saying? Oh, connection sets. Here's the thing I was going to say about connection sets. To increase your odds of being found by a recruiter, you need to have over, I believe the number is 400 connections. And the reason, and it increases your visibility by, I want to say it's like 20% as well. And it's one of those things that it's really, really important that as you're just trying to show up very bright amongst the noise that is, the multitude of people that are in cybersecurity, right? So, yeah, I think it is important to have now, again, I've said this multiple times and I'll say it again. Don't do what I did. Don't just click yes and accept a bunch of stuff. Aim for people that are within the industry, and especially if you can talk to them, or you know them, or they're a friend of a friend or something like that, and make sure that it is meaningful connections. Because now I have so many bots on my stuff that I block at least 3 bots a week on. Do you want to take the CISSP, PMP, or whatever other certification? Let us know. We've got a way to. So yeah. Summary of skills, not as important anymore. In fact, I think they took away that particular option. You can do it in the About Me section, but what you don't want to do is you don't want to just create word soup, right? When I say utilize the SEO tagging and the cloud skills and the stuff like that, or I'm sorry, the word cloud to generate a word list that you want to use within your profile. What I mean is the word list in the profile. You don't want to just put, like, if cybersecurity is the top term, you don't want to just put cybersecurity in the top About Me section, right? What you want to do is you want to say, I am actively engaged in learning and reading and putting hands-on with cybersecurity tools, topics, and techniques, right? Or topics, techniques, and procedures. And you want to make sure that you have full-on statements that include those particular words and their usage and everything else going through your entire page. It should look to be transparent to the recruiter that these skills are just, interlaced in a fine web or a mesh, if you will, of you talking about yourself, your skills, and your passions, right? Work history, make sure you fill that out in a rich way, or meaningful way. Your LinkedIn should read like a story. It should read like a story of, I am so-and-so, and I do good work. I do work good, right? It should definitely read as, somebody that's proud of. And it's something that's very, very meaningful. The thing is when it comes to these particular things, so when I say here, you need to fill this in better, more, whatever. Talk about your achievements. Talk about your previous experience. You can talk about, here it is. Here's the word count I was talking about. You have 2,600 words, right? Nope, characters. You have 2,600 characters. You should utilize all of them in your About Me, and they should be strategically mined words and characters that include every type of SEO value that's going to get you a job, period. Now, let's go ahead and keep going. We talked about the work history, where you should put the SEO stuff, skills and recommendations. Focus on your primary skill sets, your major primary skill sets. So threat hunting, or penetration testing, privilege escalation, abuse of trust, whatever else. Or Ruby, Python, whatever it is. Like, focus on, I would say, a good subset, right, like 15 to 20 at most, good skill sets. Don't bother putting stuff in like Windows, or Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows whatever, Solaris, Linux. Don't put those skill sets in. That, who cares? Everybody, it's a basic operating system. Skills and recommendations, endorsements, alerting last thing I want to talk to you guys about is alerting notifications. So what you can do is you can create an alert notification, both in Indeed and LinkedIn, that will send you an email whenever jobs become posted or recently posted that match keyword or criteria that you already have in your that you're looking for. So make sure that once you get this, hampered away, and we have a lot of resources, and we have a lot of people here that can take a look at this, that you turn on the alerting. You put yourself open. There is an option for premium on LinkedIn. Would I buy it? if I am actively job searching, yes, I will buy premium. It gives you a lot more access to statistics and measures as to how you are doing and how your reporting goes. I've got to find them, but I have pictures of turning on premium, and it gives you a graph of how many times you show up at other people's search engines and histories. When I had this thing tuned so tight, I was getting viewed like 100 times a week, 100 times a week, and showing up in people's boxes. And it got to be annoying at one point that I turned off certain features, or I think I actually deleted my About Me at one point when I was working for Sony Music, because I was getting hit up 3 or 4 times a week by recruiters like, hey, you interested in moving over here? It's like, no, I'm good where I'm at. But yeah, you want the recruiters to come and search for you. And you want it to get, I want all of you to have a really obnoxious conversation where it's like, oh my God, I'm just getting inundated for people that want me to go and apply for their jobs. Like, that would be great. I really want you guys to hit that. And then we're going to have one last conversation real quick, okay? I kind of hit on it earlier. It is difficult to talk about yourself in a positive manner. I know it is. I know it can be. Honestly, if it becomes a little too easy, that also might be a problem. But realistically, though, this is your career. You have to brag about yourself in a meaningful way. But what's good is when that happens, you're going to be able to see benefits come back to you in other ways. And it's not considered bragging, quote unquote, if you're just telling people what you've done, right? And this is the place to do it. This is the time to say, look at me. Look at what I've done. And look what I can do for you. The whole goal is to make it simple for the recruiter. So let's work to make it simple for them. And let's work to set you guys up on a glide path to success, right? Cool. So a couple other things that we have going on. Want to remind everybody that we have hit exclamation point Discord, join us in the Discord, and join our LinkedIn Connection Lounge. In there, you can drop your LinkedIn URL, and you can, people can request to add you. Now, I'm going to let you all know, because this has happened to me multiple times. I would recommend that you send out no more than 10 to 20 LinkedIn requests to add people to LinkedIn per day. You do any more than that, the algorithm will give you a cooldown period because it thinks that you're a bot. I've been kicked off. I've been locked out of my account on LinkedIn for 24-hour periods multiple times because I keep going to LinkedIn, our LinkedIn Connection Lounge, and I'm like, let me add you, 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 let me add you. And the algorithm's like, are you a bot? Calm down. Right? It's a little too much, man. So be careful with that with the LinkedIn Connection Lounge, because there's a lot of there is a large, like, I've been guilty of it where it's like, I want to add everybody, and it's like, no you don't, stop doing that. And LinkedIn will tell you to cool the hell down. Excellent. Do we have any other questions coming up? Let's see. Asking the mod something real quick. So I want to say, as always, guys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. I am going to continue to do this as long as I can. Really engaged in your career and your development. Hit exclamation point Sec IT guy. You guys can feel free to hit me up. I will throw a straight up meeting on the books with you, and I will sit, however long, and help walk you through what's going on and what questions you have. Just come to me with your questions so we can do a mentoring session appropriately. But I can help you answer and guide you to where help guide you where you want to go. That's 100% on board. Also, I want to know what you guys are thinking with this jack of all trades idea. I think that it'll be good. I think I could do, you can bring to me once a week on Monday, 4 hours, open door office policy will be live. You can throw me your resumes, or I can, like I have, 1 second. On there, one of the things I'm going to be looking at is this book. So this is Learn Windows PowerShells in a Month of Lunches. I used to actually teach this book, but it's been so long, and I have not touched PowerShell in so long that I want to go through it again. If you're unfamiliar with this book, it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It's excellent. So I want to go through and do all the labs that are involved there. I might, Cyber Secrets, I also might, build some stuff for INE on there live. Something else like that, There's all sorts of stuff that we can be doing. Eli Shaw, this video going to be a VOD on your channel? It will. You can hit exclamation point, Sec IT guy, join me over there. One of the things I want to show you guys real quick. That's really nice to have that on your LinkedIn, though I don't know why mine's not showing up. You can add a website. So if you go to linktr.ee. All right. Oh, throwing that over there, and I hope I didn't just accidentally DOS myself. So if you go to that website, you can set up for free a socials page like this, where you're able to adjust and put in all of your socials into one area. So it makes it really easy for LinkedIn. Instead of having like 5 different buttons and everything else like that, it's like, hey, no, just go check out my link tree, and you can see all of my socials and all that I'm engaged in and whatever else. And you can update those on the fly. So if you write a new article, you can post that article at the top of your link tree once a week and just rotate them out. I paid for the entire year's worth of access for the pro benefits. But yeah, I think that is a huge benefit there, on something I want to definitely share with you guys as far as what the options and the access are. Cool. Excellent. Let's see. That's actually, you know what, guys? That's going to be it. I'm not going to belabor it. I think we hit all the points we need to for LinkedIn, all the areas that you want to improve on. It's I'm really, I'm excited to continue working on this. Next week coming up, we're going to take a look at the combination of resume building, as well as how to deal with recruiters and interviewing do's and don'ts, especially in a work from home scenario. Not really enough time to get into it tonight. So also want to remind you guys, keep an eye out on my socials. I'll be sharing out. Me and Neil are going to be going on an INE Live to talk about cyber war. I will preface this a little bit and say, reason why I'm not talking about Russia and Ukraine right now is there's a lot that's being attributed to Russia just based on the fact that it benefits Russia. But realistically, it can be it can be something else, it could be whatever else. We also don't have a lot of technical details on what's going on. So it's going to be very difficult to talk about something that we don't know. We don't have any direct reporting on, right? So I'm not going to take the time to bemuse what's likely or is not. Like, I'm not going to play armchair quarterback to a game that I'm not even a part of. I'm not even on the same continent for, right? I expect that there's going to be some informational stuff that comes out over the weekend. I'm hoping to have, once I have a better understanding of what's happening, then I'll have more to say on the matter. Having said that, I will say that I do believe that this is 100% planned. It has been planned for months. I don't think that there is any way, shape, or form. I don't care what the preface was. There's no reason why this kicked off the second it started getting warmer when Russia has such cold winters, or at least parts of Russia do. This is in the south, but still. I think that it's not happenstance that this kicks off right as we start going into spring, having been, an individual that's been deployed to Afghanistan. I don't think that was an accident. So I'll have more to say on that, though, next week. Having said, we are coming to the end of the night. I definitely want to thank my mods for their ongoing work, and I definitely want to thank you guys, for coming and hanging out. You are definitely the value that is here, and so I always hope that I'm value added to your day and your time, and that you enjoyed yourself. Please hit ! Discord. Join us in the Discord and sub chat. We're going to go ahead and flood over there whenever BSEC gets up and running. We're going to probably go flood over to his stream. And yeah, drop some suggestions for me on what I can improve on in the chat. So here's a cheers to you. I used to know a clever toast, but now I cannot think it. So fill your glass to anything, and damn your souls, I'll drink it. Hey, thanks for watching. I want to thank Neil and the Cyber Insecurity channel for providing a place to have real conversations with real people. Feel free to throw a like or to follow me on the socials in the description. Please remember to click subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see other videos, click that stuff that's all over the screen. See you next time.